Get the best-selling novels, The Deal, and Perfect Couple by Uncle White at 40 Ghana cedis each. Available at all Shell shops, selected bookshops, and total filling stations. For inquiries, call 050-554-6010 or WhatsApp 050-554-6030 for your copies.
Hello, welcome to Encore, the Facebook Live platform on which we discuss all things love, marriage, relationship, and what have you. They call me Uncle White. I am the CEO of Roverman Productions. But for the purposes of this platform, all you need to know is that I am dedicated to helping you become your best self. Once again, you are welcome. You realize that today I have my face mask on and I'm not going to take it off because I want to make a case. The cases in Ghana of COVID-19 are increasing. I think Ghanaians are not taking it that much seriously. And so I'm hoping in my own small way to send a message down that please, let's all take this seriously. This disease is for real. It's messing us up. The sooner we all cooperated, so we could at least stabilize, and if not bring the infections down, the better for all of us. So with that, you are welcome. But today I realize that the atmosphere on the online is amazing. The kind of vibes I'm getting from those online already, I'm just impressed. Solomon Kwame, good day to you. Hopefully, yes, a blessed Friday as well. Millicent Asante, hello to you too. Iris, yes, good afternoon. Mavis says, it's another great day. And then one of my favorites on this platform, Deborah Yari in Kofrodia. Debbie, are you still at Kofrodia? Hello, everyone. That's what she says. Cannison says he hasn't eaten. Is here. Georgina also Tabiri says, wow, another great day. I like that. I like that. Boleanan is in there. Adrian, go with you. You should be inside here. Where are you? Where are you? And then Nanefua, yes, Nanefua, I know you are watching. Hey, director Charles Recon is also watching. Mami Adia Pena, Amabwedi, yes, to all of you, wonderful to see you. Thank you very much for joining us on Encore. Last week, I began a series on what I wish for my daughters in love relationships and in marriage. I've been blessed with beautiful, intelligent daughters. The only thing is that many of them are too nice to losers. I wish for something far better for them. But today, I'm flipping the coin. I'm going to talk about what I wish for my boys, for my sons in love relationship. And I'm going to do 20 points for them. And then after that, I'm going to have a very strong panel of 3. Strong panel, strong. First among them will be JB. Now, JB, whenever JB comes on camera, he says something that we have to clean up later. Because JB is so honest. He doesn't care about political correctness. And that is why I like him. Because he will give it to you just as he feels it. And so we are in for a treat with JB. But because JB could go whatever direction he wants, so JB will be supported by 2 mature people who hold him back and who hold him in. So we would have our own GM, Neil Christian Johnson, who was my best man when I married 37 years ago. 37 years ago, this month, he was my best man. And then a week after that, he equalized and also got married. So we are 1 week between our respective marriages. and we are still married. Which is, no, we are still married to our wives. I don't mean that we are still married. And then, so New Christian Johnson will be supported by Uncle Mike. Everybody calls him Uncle Mike. Mr. Michael Clotty, formerly of the medical school. Any doctor in Ghana over the last, how many years? About 10 years has been lectured by Michael. Over how many years? 30 years. Huh. Wow. He has he has helped to train doctors in Ghana for 30 years. Are you cool? Are you cool? Wow. Wow. Anyway, so they would help. They will help JB, one of my favorite sons. JB doesn't fear anything. No, he doesn't care. He doesn't fear anything. After all, the only person he fears is anyone who can play the keyboard better than him. And there's nobody alive now. Come again? No, there's nobody. No, I haven't met that person yet. I haven't met anyone who can play the keyboard better than JB. And that's the only person he will be afraid of. So if you can't play the keyboard, keep quiet and listen. All right, what I wish for my sons in their love relationship, in their marriages. Number one, that they will know what it means to be men. This is becoming almost a crisis in Ghana. We have male species who don't know what it means to be men. They were boys. They now have become adults, and so they should be known as men. But you can call them men only in name. In reality, they have no clue what it is. So a lot of them, even as men, are operating and working like boys because they do not quite understand it. And that is why I'm not going to go fully into that, because that will be the subject of our discussion when the panel joins me. And so I'll suspend work on that, and then we'll go in. Two, that they will understand what it takes, that they will understand that it takes a man to be faithful to one woman. Any boy can sleep around. Any boy can get an erection and go after women. It takes a real man, a real man, to be faithful to one person. It takes a real man to zip his flap and to respect his Kojo Mensa so much that there will be no other girl who has seen it apart from the one he calls his own. Three, that they will be financially sound. If you're a man and the pocket inside no good, Charlie, it takes away confidence. It takes away confidence. Sometimes even the ability to achieve an erection cry is affected by that. You know. Oh, true. All the men on payday, they have a different level of erection when they go home. And then by the 15th, they will need a little bit more help and encouragement and motivation. Hey, they say Sika Yemoja. No, for us, Sika is everything. So I wish that my sons will be financially sound, that they will never fail to provide for themselves and for their households and for their dependents. And not just that, that they will have more to be able to give as well to others. 4, that my sons will be fully grounded in their faith and in the fear of God. That they will have spiritual depth in themselves. There's something attractive about a man who has spiritual depth. I'm not talking about a man who is just religious. I'm talking about a man who has spiritual depth. Because when a man is just religious, then he becomes a bit shallow. And sometimes he's not attractive. But when the person has spiritual depth, then he's a very attractive person. He's deep, and then he's also fun to be with and inspiring to be with. And I wish that for my sons. 5, that they will be emotionally mature. They will be emotionally mature. Too many men are not emotionally mature, and it disturbs the ladies. Because when she is throwing tantrums and is venting, she doesn't expect you to also throw tantrums and vent. She wants you to be strong and cool and be able to calm her down, because that's what she wants from you. Emotionally mature. So you don't begin to scream and shout and let your children go to their mom and say, "Mommy, why is daddy like that? Why is he always angry?" No, that they will be emotional. They will know how to let things go. Because when you are emotionally mature, you can't be trapped by some, let me give you a secret. Sometimes when the women want to make a case, they will provoke you intentionally. And they are expecting you to go off on a tangent so they can pick your words and use against you. But when you are emotionally mature, you are cool, it will go away. My wife will try and say that, it's not nice to fight with you because nothing comes out of it. 6, that they will conquer all insecurities. They will conquer all insecurities and defeat all their inner demons. And in particular, that they will not be insecure when dealing with an intelligent and strong woman. Oh, men are, when men are dealing with a strong, intelligent woman, they feel so insecure. And then they come up, that's when they become so unreasonable and so difficult, and because of their insecurity. They act up their insecurities. But my prayer for my sons is that they will be so secure, they will be able to defeat their inner demons. And we all have inner demons that we need to defeat. There are things that make us act in certain ways. Under certain situations, we do things that we ourselves sometimes get shocked at. You talk with the average person who will tell you, "Oh, me, I'm a patient person. I am a very patient person." Then you do something. He finds himself in a certain way, and he acts up. And at that point, you become like two personalities. There is the you that is acting up, and there's the you who is looking at you acting up and wondering, why am I doing this? But I wish that for my sons, that they will be able to defeat all their insecurities. They will defeat their inner demons, and then also that they will not be afraid of an intelligent, strong, and beautiful woman. 7, that they will learn to be tough and tender. I call it T&T, tough and tender. Women don't want soft men. And when a woman finds that she is married or is dating a soft man, she regards it as a God-given duty to beat him till he gets some strength. He will make case on you. She will bother you till one day you get the strength to say, "Oh, why are you bothering me like that?" Then say, "That's what I want to see in you. I want a bit of fire." But they also don't want a man who is all fire. They want a man who is also tender. So the combination of knowing when to be tough and how to be tough, and when to be tender and how to be tender, that makes a very powerful person. And it's the kind of man that the women love to be with, because they feel secure in that person's company. 8, that they would understand women. And in general, that one woman they have in their lives. They should understand women as a species. What makes a woman, how a woman's mind works, how they read things, how they analyze things. They should understand that. But it is not enough to understand women in general. It is important to understand the one particular one that is in your life, because she's an individual, and you must learn to understand her and appreciate her. 9. If I don't get applause for 9 from here, I would have to go and fast for all my boys. 9, that they would master the act of sex, intimacy, and romance. That they will be great lovers. They will be great at lovemaking and things like that. You know, if a man is good at sex, it doesn't matter whether he earns money or not. He'll be fine. No, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. And a woman who is sexually satisfied by her man is a happy woman and will go to great extents to make him happy. You know, so that is a big wish. You know, I think that after this I could stop the presentation. You know, because 10. That, oh, by the way, but if all you have is sex, then you are not different from a sex toy. I mean, no. There must be more to you than just that. But it takes an incredible man to be fantastic at lovemaking. So I wish that for my sons. 10, that they would have great sense of humor. Oh, a sense of humor is powerful. It helps you. It gets you out of all kinds of hot soups and all kinds of difficulty. It diffuses all kinds of tension. I can go as far as saying that if you have a sense of humor, there can never be a fight in your home. Because she brings it. You respond with a sense of humor, it kills it. It just kills it. So let my sons develop a great sense of humor, and they'll be fine. 11, that they will be honest and have integrity in their relationships. That they will be honest and have integrity. That if their wives call them and they say, I am in the office in a board meeting, they will not be lying on a board. They are actually in a board meeting. They would actually be in a board meeting, and that they will be honest, that their women can trust them and can say, no matter what evidence you bring them, they can say, my man is not like that. And if there's anything in there, when he comes home, he will tell me. 12, that they will give their women cause to look up to them in all things. Women love to look up to their men. They love to be able to boast about their men. They love to be proud of their men. When their man makes a presentation in public, they want everyone to know, that's my man speaking. Listen to him. Listen to common sense. Listen to wisdom. As against a boy who speaks and the woman wants to fight him. You know, how could you say that? How could you say that? 13, that they will never be guilty of abuse. That none of my sons would ever be guilty of abuse, of physical abuse, of emotional abuse, of any kind of abuse. That they will not be guilty of it. 14, that they will marry the right girls. That they will make the right choice in a life partner. Because your future hinges on that. Whether you'll be happy or not, whether you have the inner strength to push and to fight your battles in life or not, depends on who is waiting for you at home when you are coming home. And I pray that my sons will not just follow the look, but will also look for what is inside. The spirit, a woman of the right character. 15, that they will be wise and talk wisdom and walk in wisdom. 16, that they will choose a healthy lifestyle. Young men are choosing all kinds of terrible lifestyle. And the problem with choosing the wrong lifestyle is that you will not see the results immediately. And that's why a lot of people are doing it. The results will come much later in your life. I look at my father-in-law, who is 100 years old, and I'm looking, there's a man who is 100 and can still walk around, can still use his mind. And it's because of choices he made in his life when he was younger. Now the body is still good. But if he had made the wrong choices, he would have been, actually, he wouldn't have been 100 if he had not made the right choices. So young men, It is not the first day, the day that you eat junk food, that you see the result. You won't see it then. It is not the first night that you eat late and sleep that you will see the effect. You won't see it then. I keep saying that we don't need energy to sleep. So don't eat to sleep. And that is Ghanaians love that a lot. He's come home late. He's come home at 8:30 or 9 p.m. But as for the banku, he must eat the banku. As for the fufu, he must eat the fufu. And then he finishes and then he goes to sleep. You know? No, let's choose good health, healthy lifestyles. 17, that they will not be manipulated by women.
Oh wow.
It is one of the biggest disasters to see a man who is run by his woman. Every decision of his is telegraphed by the wife, by the woman. And there are bosses, there are CEOs who, if you go to a board meeting with them and take a decision with them, unless they have gone home and run it by their wives and their wives have agreed, don't think that the board has taken a decision. Because they will come back the next day and the decision is reversed and it's changed. So in some of those cases, the workers who know, the managers who know, if you really are very particular about that decision, you go home and talk to the madam. Get her buy-in before you come to the board meeting. Otherwise, and it's always difficult. It's terrible. It's terrible. I don't wish that for any of my sons. 18, that they will raise their children to become great in their generation. That they will raise children who become great in their generation. The pride of a father is to be able to raise children who reflect you. But you see, if you're not great yourself, you can't raise great children. And that is why I wish that they would be great, fantastic human beings, so that their children, in emulating them, become great in their generation and among their peers. 19, that they will choose a good name and honor over money. That they will choose a good name, because a good name is better than riches. That they will make a conscious choice. I'm going to have a good name. I tell the story of the judge, the Supreme Court judge, who was called the Saint, Justice Amwa. And he was called Amwasechi, Justice Amwasechi. He was called the Saint. And I sold him a car when he came on retirement. So whilst working on the transaction with him, I asked him, "Sir, if you don't mind, tell me, why do they call you the Saint?" And he said, "Well, my peers, my colleagues, they know that I am not for sale. They know you can't buy me for anything. You can't buy a decision from me with anything." And I said, "Well, so why did you make that as your focus when you know some of your colleagues, everybody knew what they stood for?" And he said, "Because as a judge, I saw young lawyers come before me. And then maybe they say that my name is Nkatia. And so, are you by any chance related to Justice Nkatia?" And then he said, "You can see the confidence of the boy drain. Because in law school, he has read some of the judgments of his father, and he cannot he cannot reconcile that with what law is." And then he said, "I resolved that I would give my children a name that they will never be ashamed of. They will never have to apologize for. They would always wear with pride." And that is what I wish for my sons, that they will choose a good name over everything else. And that there will be honor associated with their name, which leads me to the final point, 20. That they will be influential in life. Influence, a lot of people don't make the choice for influence. But influence is so important. I learned this thing in a story about one of the guys who helped Kwame Nkrumah to become head of state. And when Nkrumah won the elections, he called a guy and asked I know how much I owe you for this victory. What do you want? What position do you want? I said, I don't want any position from you. So you don't want any position from me? And this is a situation where everybody was running for position. This guy said, no, I don't want any position from you. I said, really? So what do you want? He said, all I want is that on the day you are sworn into office, when you are delivering your inaugural address to Parliament, pause at a certain time and call me, beckon me to come to you. And then when I come, you pretend you are whispering to me and then smile at me, wave at me, and let me go. And then Nkrumah was surprised and said, is that all you want? He said, yeah, that's all. I said, really? He said, yeah. That when I'm speaking, when I'm giving my speech, I should pause at a certain point, look at where you are sitting and just beckon you to come. And I pretend I'm whispering to you. Is that all? Say, yeah, that's all I want. So come the day, Nkrumah is delivering his speech, and then he gets to a certain point and he stops and says, oh, wait, where's my, oh, then. So the guy walks to him at the podium, and Nkrumah bends down, and without the others hearing, Nkrumah said, are you really sure this is what you want? I said, yeah. That's okay, all right, okay. Then he goes to sit down. From that day on, everyone who wanted business and the attention of Nkrumah or audience with Nkrumah went to him, including Nkrumah's ministers. Because they believe that, hey, the guy is important. Oh. For Osajifo to pause in his speech and call him and consult him, the guy is powerful. and he became the most powerful person in the Nkrumah regime. Why? Because he has influence. Ghanaians choose money. They don't choose influence. And that is why we are where we are. Choose influence. When you choose influence, people will come with bags of money and put at your feet. You know, for no work done, they will just come. You know, they will force good things upon you because they know he can open doors. Yeah. You remember when the president was talking, he mentioned his name? He's powerful. That is what I wish for my son. So we'll take a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to have my panel. My favorite JB will be here. And then our GM, Johnny, and then Uncle Mike. Uncle Mike in his favorite car. He must be the happiest man in the room here. Now, I have other supporting cast here. Dr. Sasu is in the house. Now, but the combination of Sasu and JB would have been something else. So, so we'll see how that goes. And then some of the regulars are here. Augustina is here. The Queen of Staff is here. So we have a Chief of Staff. So the Queen of Staff. She's looking around herself. And then Sarah Doreen is also here. And then we welcome two new people who we are not familiar with. But we are happy they come. And then, of course, Mr. Kitchen and Believe are on camera. Canison still hasn't eaten. And then we have Ken Saki, Ni Saki Saki. He wasn't too sure how Saki is spelled, so he spelled it both ways. So that's why it's Ni Saki Saki. So that it doesn't matter, however Saki is spelled, I have spelled it. Is among one of them. And of course, the incredibly hardworking Kwesi Hayford is also here with us. I'm grateful to every one of you. We'll be coming back very soon, and you meet a panel. Please don't go away.
Honey, won't you come to bed?
I'll be with you. I'll be with you something.
Come on, let's go to bed too. And you're doing this.
Sir? Sweetheart, I think it's getting late. You should come to bed.
Get the best-selling novels, The Deal, and Perfect Couple by Uncle White at 40 Ghana cedis each. Available at all Shell shops, selected bookshops, and total filling stations. For inquiries, call 050-554-6010 or WhatsApp 050-554-6030 for your copies.
You want to kill her?
Your sister is very stubborn. I don't know what she's looking for, but she's always touching my phone. I need a phone to go to work and I can't find it because she is hiding it somewhere.
Mama, where's the damn phone? Jane, I've not seen the phone.
Liar!
I don't touch his phone
Look,
anymore.
if you do not give me my phone, you wouldn't like what will happen this morning.
But she says she hasn't seen it.
Nonsense. There's just the two of us in this house. If she has not seen it, who has?
Wait a minute. Let me call the number. If it is in this house, I am sure we will know where it is. Oh. Hey.
Well, thank you for staying with us. We don't take it for granted that you join us. Before we get into the discussion, let me remind you that on the 26th of this month, we will be streaming our second play on digitally. The title is The Comeback. A week before the streaming, I would bring some of the cast in here, and then we'll talk a bit about it. If you miss it, then before they are too strong. We are only asking you to make a donation of not less than 10 cedis for it. So that is it. Then we've also put the day that came on our website. We hope you'll be able to go there. And again, for a donation of 10 cedis, not less than 10 cedis, you'll get a chance to watch it. Well, so Millicent Alom, Grace Donko, PY, Prabha, I need you in the studio, so don't hide where you are and make pampa. And then one of my daughters is a herbalist. So she's saying, Daddy, I'm here too. So I've seen you there, Joyce, Johnson, Anite, and then who are Sarah, Patricia, Betha. And Andrew and Adam. Hey, Adam, how's the baby doing? And then Yasumpa. You are all welcome. Well, we're meeting our panel now. The one closest to me, the one in the the one in the hot seat is JB, Ghana's leading keyboardist and musician.
Thank you.
I've been in the arts since 1974, and I haven't met any keyboardist, anybody on keyboard who comes anywhere near JB. And behind JB, closest to me, is Nee Christian Johnson. And then the other, last but definitely not the least, the man who for 30 years helped to train doctors, Uncle Mike. Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Uncle.
JB, which of the points spoke to you the most?
Before I go to your points, let me greet my wife.
Okay.
Each of them.
Because the point is, the only time I come on Encore, that is when, like, she watches Encore more. You know, and I go home and she's giving me that look, and I'm like, no, she watched it. No, she watched it. So, Amma, happy belated birthday to you. 2 days ago was your birthday, and today I sit on camera and I tell you that I love you.
1 point.
You've given me 2 beautiful, intelligent girls, and today I confess my love for you. Only say first na kamenka. But today, I want you to know that I love you. And I mean it. Mwah. The point that caught me was the influential bit. I think that's the last one.
That was the last one.
Because I have been a musician out there for a very long time. But since I joined Roverman, I've seen the difference between being, okay, let me put it this way, being a shabo player, where you get to run around, play for churches, play for artists, then you come back to your base.
Yes.
You don't have anybody looking up to you. You only get gigs when you are called.
Yes.
But having worked for Roverman, with Roverman for 12 years, where I get to sit and people come close and I work up close with them, and I let's say I teach them, I work them out through, I take them through a process for them to go on stage and perform. They look up to me to make sure that they get to where they have to get to.
Yeah.
I've seen the difference between being out there and being here, and I've seen the influence I've made in their lives. And some of them talk about me outside. They think I don't hear. I hear all of them. Some of them say a lot of positive things about me. And some also say a lot of harsh things about me. But I love all.
Okay.
Because environment. I always tell them that I hide in the pit. And I make you sing beautifully on stage.
Yeah.
When they come, they say, hey, you sang well, oh. They won't ask, who made you sing? Who helped you to sing all those movements? Who helped you to do all those? Whatever you say about me, I know I have influenced you.
That's right.
And when you mention my name, whatever you say about me, you mention my name. But the person will say, oh, if the person can make you sing this way, then I don't think it's a bad person.
Yeah.
So the influence bit caught me power.
All right. Okay. Mike.
Yes, sir.
Your favorite point. Which point spoke to you the most?
There were 3 or 4 that I wanted to harp on, but I think we don't have time. So I will just pick the influence, and then to have a sense of humor, and then I will brushly touch on, men to know who their women are.
Did you not get the impression that when he said we don't have time, so he would just pick on just one?
Yes, and brush on the rest. Yes, because I want to, I want to speak on that one for a long time, then brush on the rest. Influence, yes, I really like it, and as I sit here, I'm really, really humble to say that for a woman to walk to you and say, I want you to be the father figure for my children, because there's no father figure. And ever since I did the first one, and I thank God that all the children, the 2 children, are now grown up and working. One is an HR manager. I've had series, other 3 or 4 more women walking to me to be the father figure for their children. And so
the father figure.
No, to act as the father because there is no father in the house.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I played that role.
No, my mind is, things are passing through my mind.
Yeah.
There are questions.
No.
There are questions I'm asking, but okay, you go on.
Yeah, that's what I call it, father figure, because there is no one there, and I've done it, I think, 4 or 5 times. Not only that, there
Is it
was...
because they know you'll be there to do the father figure thing for them? That's why they don't care what kind of men they have the children with?
Not really, because it's probably by chance, by talking, and then they realize that, look, this man has a lot of influence, the way he talks, the way he does his things. So I want you to shadow my children for me because there's nobody to do that. That is the sort of thing I'm talking about. And then the other influence was on one of my medical students. When they started a medical school in Tamale, they were the pioneer students. And we took time to really train them. And so when they came down to Kolebu, the area which are covered, they were asked not to touch it at all because they are already good in it. And down the year, I'm not going to call the university that I was working for part-time. They were asked to come and evaluate what they have there before the accreditation board will give them accreditation. I think they've come twice or so. I met with the big men, and that is the university officials. And then the last visit was when I was called in to be part of the team to meeting. When it came to examine what they do or what I teach and things like that, he didn't realize that I was there. Immediately he saw me, he asked me, what am I doing? I said, I come here to teach too. He said, oh, really? If you are the one teaching there, I don't think I have any worries to go around and check because I know what you can do. And so then he told them that, look, this guy took us through a lot of rigorous training. So once he's doing this thing for you, I'll just go over it and then it went. So that is another impact or influence that I've had on people's lives.
All right, thank you. Johnny?
Yeah, honestly, I agree with you on all points. I mean, they are fine. And I believe that many men or many fathers will be praying for similar things for their sons. They may not have put them down nicely like we have done, but it's fine. Like you did in the introduction, today, this month is also our wedding anniversary month. And I think it's that our sons will not be manipulated by women, which really brought some memories to me. I recall that when I was going to marry, my mother was afraid that I will not be strong enough. I will not be strong enough. That was a major fear. You know, I had 3 elder sisters, you know, and she thought that I allowed them to manipulate me too much.
Yeah.
That was a fear. I remember I raised the argument that I was a housemaster at Presec, where I had control over 500 children.
Yeah.
He said, oh, but school is different from home. That kind of thing. So that thing is still ringing in my ears. But they were fine. And it looks like the one which actually hit me because of the memory that it brings.
Okay. Johnny, let me come back to you. My perception of this generation is that they've lost sight of what it means to be a man. Can you relate to that?
Again, I think I agree with you. I think we have allowed the women movement to change the perception of men.
Okay.
You know? And now it looks like the women have been so loud that unless you behave like them, you are not appreciated. You know, a case in point is the recent celebration of Father's Day thing. And we see the kind of pictures they portrayed about fathers. Fathers must be pounding, good fathers must be pounding fufu. Food fathers must be carrying babies at their backs, you see, before they see them as. But fathers have roles to play. You know, I don't want to be a mother for anything's sake, even though I loved women. I want to remain a father, a figure like Mike said, who my children will look up to, strong, but yet, how did you say it? Strong and tough and
tender.
Yes, strong,
tough and
yet
tender.
Tender enough that they can look on. I want to be like that.
Adrian, stop making the noise. If you were here, would you have talked about the sex? Because Adrian said no one talked about the sex. He's disappointed that none of you men.
Oh, well, actually, maybe JB will talk. Mike and me must be tired of it by now. What is in it that we haven't seen before?
Johnny, talk to. Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself, because some of us is getting even better now than before.
Oh, definitely, it's getting better. But I mean, what again?
Jamie.
Yes.
He threw it at you.
Adrian, thank you. Uncle, you remember I'm supposed to give you a stationary report.
Not on air. Please, I beg you.
If you allowed me, I would have.
No.
I think God blessed me.
Okay.
God blessed me when it comes to that. I am not. I am a strong man, and I think I am good at it. I'm talking about it. I'm going to say men would have to truly learn how to have good sex. You know, it is not just it's not just carrying the weapon. It is not enough just carrying the weapon and then shooting. You know, it takes a lot. I would let me just give you just a few things I did just go. You know,
there we go. I asked for it. I asked for this.
I'm not gonna go there.
I asked for this. Oh my goodness.
You know, my wife celebrated a birthday 2 days ago, and I was supposed to, you know, as part of the celebration, you know, you celebrate.
No, to mark
exactly.
Yes.
And be the husband.
Yes.
You know, I had to celebrate and then celebrate.
Yes.
So I celebrated.
No, you had to represent. You had to represent.
Of course, I had to celebrate and represent.
And represent, yes.
So I celebrated and I did not represent. So I rescheduled.
Yes.
And then the next day I represented.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
My wife looked at me and my wife is carrying our third child.
Johnson said it.
Yeah. So in her condition, I was being careful, but she looked at me and she said, "Mamina, are you okay?" And I said, "I am okay. Are you okay?" And she said, "Yes, I'm okay, but one more drobiana." And
is that none?
No, today is your day. Just enjoy. I'm representing a lot of men, so just enjoy.
Grace, forgive him. Why? Forgive him.
She has already forgiven me.
Forgive him for what he's doing. Unfortunately, I asked him to represent. So, and to represent well, but I didn't expect a report on air and on camera. Mike,
yes,
yeah, okay, no. So JB, boys to men, what do you see as a major challenge for moving from being a boy to becoming a man?
Uncle, this is a very serious question if you ask me. I think if I use myself as an example, I think I have seen a lot of changes in my life. The transition from being a boy to being a man, I think started when I took the decision to marry.
Okay.
That is when I realized that I was transiting from being a boy to a man. But even after 2 years in marriage, I realized I was still being a boy.
Okay.
Because there were a few things I remember when I was a single, I was still doing it. Then eventually, I got married to a woman who is intelligent than I am.
We all did.
That's
what you look for.
So 2 years into our marriage, I said, let me make her intelligence my security.
Okay.
So her intelligence became my security, my weapon, my shield. So nobody taught me to transit or told me that move from being a boy to being a man, I decided to study my wife, know her well, know the things that makes her happy, the things that makes her sad, the things that will make her do things for me that I have not asked. You know, and the things that will make her want us to talk.
Yeah.
Because I remember sometimes I do things and she closes up. She doesn't want us to talk. But I learned that okay, let me learn how to do things that will bring my wife closer and open up for us to have a husband and a wife conversation. You know, and actually that wasn't easy. It's like a whole journey. It's a decision you have to make as a man.
Okay.
It's a decision you have to make that I want to change. I want to change from being a boy to being a man. It's a rough road. It's a rough road. But once you make the decision and with the help of God, and then open your mind and your eyes to everything. Everything speaks especially when you are with a woman. Everything around the two of you is speaking. Sometimes she's just walking, she's just passing. You should be able to decipher what does it mean. You are just sitting there, she will just come and pass one. She will just come and pass two. Meanwhile, you should be able to decipher that and ask her.
That she's telling you something.
She's telling me something. So thankfully, I've been able to learn all these things. I'm sure if I were not married, I would be a mess. I would have been a big mess. So transiting from a boy to a man was rough, but thank God I have been able to mature and become a man. And now I have two girls that look at me and they call me father, daddy. You know, you have to be a man to before you can be called daddy.
Okay. Mike, you've trained a lot of young people. What do you think is the challenge of a boy transiting from being a boy to becoming a man?
Well, I will really center it on the mindset. It's a mind game. Most of them still want to play as young boys. But to become a man is something that you have to take as a project. Because living with a woman is a different ball game altogether. So once you pick a woman to live with, that woman is a project, and you need to tackle it like a project. First, you need to prepare yourself before you bring the woman in. Most of these young boys don't read. They are just interested in chatting. Having social media, that is where they learn. But they need to read good books on how to treat women and know the mind of a woman. We may not be able to know everything about a woman, but at least have a fair idea as to how they operate. Because the way you relate to boys, you can't relate the same to your wife or a woman.
There will be disaster.
Yeah, disaster.
It will be a disaster.
Right. So some of them come to you, I've said this thing and she didn't understand. I said, hey, she would not understand because you are not speaking her language. Go and learn her language. So most of the young boys are not willing to learn the language of the woman. That's why they're having problems.
Johnny, you had the unique opportunity as a lecturer, a teacher at Presec, and a housemaster to see boys. They came in as boys, and later on you met them in town as men. What did you see as the main? Okay, when they came in as boys, what did you wish they knew to make the transition into boys, into men?
I'm not too sure that I worked into turning them into men when I was teaching at Presec. I must confess, I was teaching chemistry and mathematics. That kind of thing. But there's a few who actually align themselves with me, spiritual members and those kind of people who, like Mike put it, who took me as father figures. Yes, you need to prepare yourself to become a man. You need to prepare yourself, especially your mind. Mike chose to call it mindset. Otherwise, you can be 40 and still be
Boy, yeah.
Where you still do some of these boyish things. A man needs to be strong and tender, like I said. He's a decision maker. He stands for him. He's the one who shows the way, and others follow him and that kind of thing. And this one should prepare himself to it. Thing like getting into marriage, just don't throw yourself into it. What do you know about marriage that you want to go into it? You see, these are things that we need to look at. The woman, the other who is the other partner, how much do you know about that person? God who made marriage, what do you know about him? What is his mind about marriage like that? These are things that you should know. In your presentation, you talked about financial soundness, emotional soundness, or you call them maturity, and those kinds of things. These are things that we need to prepare our boys with before they get to that position where they can say, because man, you must be strong. The whole family, by God's plan, stands on you at the head. You see, and you can't just go to everything.
There's a comment online that I want to respond to. Somebody is saying, if she's passing, let her pass it. Rudy. You let her pass, you see.
Uncle, I want to add maybe a last. I think the transition is not just reading books, listening to advice, going through counseling. I think it's a deliberate decision by yourself.
That's a mindset.
You have to decide that I want to move from here to here. You can read all the books.
For you, that transition, what was the most difficult thing in that transition for you? Because I believe you've been able to make the transition, but you would also agree that a lot of your friends have not made that transition.
No.
They have not succeeded in making the transition.
No. The most difficult thing for me was to cut certain friends.
Okay.
There were some friends that I grew up with, and they made me who I was.
Then.
So, and it was obvious that I was cutting them, and they were coming at me. And that was the most difficult thing for me. And then when I was dating my wife was even the one who helped me to get rid of them. Then my girlfriend, she helped me. She did a great job to help me get rid of them. And it was difficult for me. But at the end of the day, I deliberately decided that this is the path I want to go. And the chapter with you in my life journey ends now. So let me close that chapter and open this new phase.
Okay. Michael.
Yes, sir.
What were some of the things you used to do as a boy that as a man you don't do anymore?
Wow.
You remember what Paul said? That when I was a...
But if you sit down sometimes and reconsider it, he said there's no point in that. You see, I was just reading something. Someone said, when you have a turbulent water, you can't see. But when it is calm, then you can see properly. So when your mind is in that, just cool yourself down. You see that everything...
So emotional maturity.
It counts a lot.
JB, you reacted very strongly to what you said.
When I was dating my wife,
yes,
she would come home, she would cook, and then she would serve me. Put it in a serving tray. When we got married, she would cook the food. The rice is here in the saucepan, and then the stew is there. The food is cooked. Go and dish. Go and serve it. And sometimes she would dish it and leave it there. Go and pick it and come and take off yourself.
And how did you used to react to that?
Earlier, I was like, look, now I'm your husband. This is the time for you to
serve me,
to treat me like the king.
Thank you. Yes.
In the Bible, I'm your Lord.
Yes.
In the soul family, you are.
Yes.
Into no boyfriend, girlfriend, now serve me. Then she would just chat and walk away. Then I said, hey, gentlemen, this is how this is your new life. Embrace it. So I changed. So sometimes when she's cooking, by the time the food is ready, I've already dished my own. And I'm gone. So it all helped in the maturity, the transition, It's not easy, Uncle.
Who said it's easy? That's why you're a man.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the time. The time is up.
Interesting.
Well, I'd like to thank JB.
Thank you, Uncle.
I know that after this, I will have to explain I have to explain a lot of things to a lot of people. But this is why I love JB. JB will say it as it is, and thank you, JB.
Thank you, Uncle.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Johnny. If you're watching us, we kept our face mask on to make a statement. The COVID-19 cases in Ghana are increasing. People are taking this disease lightly, and I think we've got to be careful. The government has put out all the ways in which we can protect ourselves, and many people think they are joking. I spoke with a doctor 2 days ago, and the things she told me were frightening. He said now it's gotten to the point where even when we put the oxygen on the people, it has no effect. With the oxygen on them. He said you could see people's pressure going up, and no matter what intervention we make, it keeps shooting higher and higher because of COVID. Please, this is the time for all of us to take this illness seriously. I believe it will go away. But until it does, until God shows us mercy and sweeps it away from among us, let's protect ourselves. Let's protect our loved ones. And let's ensure that when it is gone and it becomes history, we will not be history. We will still be here and to honor God. And with that, thank you very much for staying with us. God bless you. I want to thank the team that have been here with us. Once again, stay safe, stay safe. Wash your hands as often as you can. You return from town, home. Wash your hands before you even start undressing. And when you undress, don't add the items to the ones that are already in the wardrobe. Please, because we touch so many things. We open doors and things like that. Don't think that you will not carry it. Let's protect ourselves. Let's protect ourselves. Let's protect ourselves. Well, we'll come your way again. Since this month is my birthday month, my wedding anniversary month, next Friday, I may share with you my journey in marriage. Some points in that presentation, I will advise somebody to go to my house and take my wife away from social media so she doesn't hear what I have to say. But thank you for staying with us. Stay blessed and stay safe.
Honey, won't you come to bed?
I'll be with you. I'll be with you shortly.
Come on, let's go to bed too. And you're doing this.
Sir? Sweetheart, I think it's getting late. You should come to bed.
Get the best-selling novels, The Deal, and Perfect Couple by Uncle White at 40 Ghana cedis each. Available at all Shell shops, selected bookshops, and total filling stations. For inquiries, call 050-554-6010 or WhatsApp 050-554-6030 for your copies.
Dear wife, Uncle Ibu says we should write you a letter, but I want to do this in person. every time when I come back from work and I avail myself to have a meaningful conversation with you, all you do is open your 18 plus WhatsApp groups with Labrodo, Nas, and Carillons, because she looks like Beyonce, and you'll be chatting and chatting. That I want to say that hurts, but I won't say that. It annoys me. It annoys me.
Wait. You are saying my phone has done this. I'm on my phone this. You too. I'm also come to tell you. I'll not write a letter. Let me tell you face to face. You too, when we go out, I want some small PDA.
What's
public
that?
Display of affection. Hold my hand a little. Give me a
private.
A peck on the cheek. I won't complain.
My marriage is private.
Me too, my phone is private.
Well, so for extended version of this, join Uncle Ebo on Encore on Facebook and Uncle Ebo's YouTube channel. Friday at 12:30.
See you there.
Yes. I love it.
I love him too.